Hey folks, it is Monday, the 18th of January 2021, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Apparently, apparently my work, while they honor it, they don't, celebrate it. So we work in a day, from the looks of things. I could, be walking in there and maybe there's a handful of folks and maybe it's, another day off, but, I checked the online calendar for work, and they didn't list it as like a company holiday. So, I just basically treat this as okay, another day of work. Best case scenario, I have another day off. Worst case scenario, it's just another work day. But it is, as far as it's a Nofap update video. Just kind of logging my days at this point, but it's day 92, and I don't know, I'm feeling kind of like wonky, I'd say, because I think that I think the two things I'm kind of dealing with right now is mostly, I'd say the biggest thing is probably just dreams. As I said, I think it was the 3-month review video that I really get these vivid dreams nowadays, and they're less and less of like a sexual nature. It's more like past memories or concerns, or um, even just like a whole slew of different events kind of rolled into one, where it's like, I don't know, like last night I had this, I call it a bad dream. I woke up in a really kind of down state. I don't want to throw out the word depression or something like that, but just sad state. Because it was like this dream about me being in sort of an exam and not having my formula sheet, and then some other student being kind enough to let me write down formula sheet based stuff of theirs, and basically I kept on losing the page where I written the stuff, and then it was like, oh, exam already started, and I wasn't just screwing myself over. I was affecting the other students' ability to get the exam done and do well. And then top of that, it was like the girl I referred to as the one-eyed girl, that she was in there, and she had some big tattoo that I saw through, and it was through almost x-ray vision, this tattoo, and it was kind of okay, symbolizing that she had that that side to her, that oh, she was all dressed up all religious garb and all that sort of stuff, but I could kind of see through to her core. It was almost like the tattoo was on her heart in some sense, spiritual heart, if you will, or spiritual core, and it was oh, this is who she really is. And it was just that sort of emotion of realizing a person's true nature. And then the whole, I had that sort of session for 3 years with her, and just the feeling of having sacrificed so much for this ideal, and thinking I could win her over, and just dealing with having that sort of dream I had for years just fall apart, things of that nature. And it's kind of all wrapped up in that, like I said, sort of having x-ray vision of seeing that somebody's heart, so to speak, their spiritual core, and seeing this sort of mark. This sort of mark that was okay, this is who she really is, sort of thing. And oh, how much of a fool I was, and blah blah blah. Waking up with that kind of a dream, and it's something that when I'm in my waking state, I try not to care about or obsess about, because I'd say that I have negative thought loops that pop up, and that's what kind of leads to these dreams. That's really what it is. And so it's sort of okay, need to break out of those. Need to not have that sort of dream resulting from negative thought loops. But that's essentially kind of what happened. And it's sort of like I said, having these vivid dreams. It becomes less and less about PMO, and more about stuff that I've kind of buried in the back of my head, memories I've had, symbolic, stuff. It shows up in these dreams. Or it's like, something represents something else. And, it could be like a girl representing, my ideals and how I strove for those and I didn't succeed with them, or, or had some sort of a hope of attaining something and then it just, fell apart, or maybe I did attain that ideal, did attain that sort of thing, and so therefore it's either good or a bad dream. Stuff like that, and some of these are like really strange, weird dreams, but and maybe I'll start keeping a dream journal and I can write the stuff down and I can kind of go back over it, but sort of like dream work. But that's essentially what happened. Other than that, the other thing is just, the occasional like fantasizing and such, but like, it doesn't really like go much anywhere. Because, I realize where it would lead and it doesn't do anything for me. It's one of those things where it's sort of like, I mean, if it wasn't the times that we're living in and, you could just kind of go out, it's sort of like, well, if you really want that, you go out, you pursue it, you figure out a strategy, you succeed with that. If you're not going to, then fantasizing about something like that it's pointless. And so I stopped myself, and like I said, I'm focusing on certain goals, certain milestones, if you will, during this time. Like, during my sort of planning ahead video, talking about what I want to accomplish. And I'm really focusing in on that as much as I can, because otherwise, it's not just a matter of like slipping back into the PMO habit. It's sort of like, what else will I have going on such that, that would be, slipping back into that would be a representative of, hey, I'm not like on my mission. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm just sitting there wasting time, getting bored, getting frustrated, obsessing about this, that, and the other. I'm getting like stuck, for instance, thinking about some dream I had, what it meant, blah, blah, blah. And I think that's kind of an issue for a lot of us. It seems to me that a lot of folks, guys out there struggling with PMO, and it's been, something I've definitely felt or, experienced, is that like, there's a whole question of like, what is your mission? And a lot of us just seem to be really lost. We don't really, like, people have this term, the Lost Boys generation. And it kind of seems like that. Maybe like a lot of Nofap for a lot of guys out there is like, okay, but finding that mission, finding that purpose, what they should be doing with their time, what they should be doing with that desire, that drive, because, if you look back through history, just to kind of wax philosophical for a bit before I, head into work, so much of men's accomplishments, so much of what we've built, so much of what humanity has built has been driven by that desire. And if you're just satiating it with PMO all day long, or all week long, all month long, and you're not like taking that drive, that, affected that testosterone and using it to something constructive to build something, whether it's directly or indirectly related to your desire to like get with some woman, and just, have that, have those relations, so to speak, or actually like have kids, start a family, that sort of deal. You're essentially wasting that drive, that energy, that whatever you want to call it. And so for a lot of us, it's about like, okay, I'm going to force myself onto this. Either I have some deep-seated issues or traumas, or I just, have this drive and I'm not using it. And I'm obviously seeing that my life is going to waste and I'm not feeling great about that. So, okay, let's use this to force, some sort of realizations, deeper understandings, effects, let's use our time better, that sort of thing. So anyways, coming up on 10 minutes, and I'm going to go in now. So thanks for watching. Getting day 92, Nofap update. Yeah, so see you folks around. Thanks for likes, the comments, the subscriptions, and bye-bye.